What's up guys, Doomsday here. Today we're back again, and in this video we're going to be playing some Evelynn in the jungle. So I actually think that this is the first Evelynn video that I've put out on this channel, and I've actually never played Evelynn before, and I started to pick up Evelynn really recently, and I was actually practicing on my Smurf on this match. And I really want to emphasize Evelynn is so strong and a really strong solo queue pick. And we'll see that in these videos. You can just completely delete carries in the late game and just completely one burst them, and it's just crazy the amount that you can do with Evelynn. But to start off, we will be going with the normal clear. And with Evelynn, I normally try and do the full side clear, like going from red buff to all the way to blue. Because really, you're just trying to power farm and get as many camps as you can until you reach level 5. Because you really do need that level 5 to be pretty effective on Evelynn. So, starting off with the red buff. And I'd say something that a lot of people do underestimate is actually Evelynn's clear is really solid. And I think that that's one of the things that actually makes Evelynn pretty strong solo queue pick, is that once you actually get an item or two, your jungle clear, you can clear these camps in like 2 to 3 seconds. Like, if you just put your charm onto it and then proc that charm, you can clear these camps so fast. And really, you could just get a bunch of golden snowball from that. But in this match, we were jungling up against a Wukong. And that's definitely an interesting matchup just because Evelynn versus Wukong are two very different champs. So what Wukong really strives for is looking for these large team fights and landing a good ultimate and really being team fight and team oriented. Whereas Evelynn is more so of a skirmish type of champ and looking for a pick in the lane phase, looking to go for good ganks or delete one carry. So they're just very different playstyles. But now, you do go pretty low once you do your first rotation. And something that I'll do is I will give up these scuttles if the enemy jungler is here and I don't feel comfortable fighting it out. So in this case, actually, they did not have that worded, and I did get the good electrocute proc off, so I am able to pick up 2 kills over there. Sadly, I think our ADC went down there, or no, our support went down there, which was unfortunate. But now I am able to grab the scuttle, and now notice when I'm pinging on the map, I'm actually pinging this side of the map because I know that Wukong's on this side because he's not at this top side scuttle, he's for sure on this side. And what that means is that Wukong also did pretty much the same clear as me, so he probably went red to these raptors and then wolves in blue and then into the scuttle. So we're pretty much both doing the exact same thing. So there's a good chance that Wukong is on the bottom side of this map over here in this area. And we're both in the same spot pretty much. But now, I am level 5, which is pretty huge. And the question now is, where do I rotate? And I just want to pause this for a second because I really want to show where do I go. And in this case, the main lanes I'm looking at are either this top lane over here or this solo lane over here. And what really made me decide not to go to this top lane over here is look at where the wave is positioned. So if you look at where the wave is positioned, it's pushed super far into this lane, and the enemy can just camp behind their turret. Plus, these are really hard champs to dive. With Janna, if once they get level 5, they could just knock you off of their teammates and heal up a bit. Plus, they have their whirlwind. Plus, with Caitlyn, they have their net thing, which they can push themselves back with and slow you down with. So this is actually a pretty hard gank to go for. Plus, with the wave position, it's not exactly the most favorable. Whereas, if we look on this side of the map, sure, the wave positioning isn't any better over here, really. But the big reason why I choose to go down here is this Garen. So notice something about this Garen. Garen is level 5 and has their ultimate. And that's a huge power spike for Garen because your ultimate can completely just delete somebody that's like a third health. Just delete their entire health bar. So I know as long as I can go to this bottom lane and get a bit of damage off, then this will be good because Garen can just ult him. Plus, I have my ultimate too, so we have 2 executes essentially. So if this guy goes like for any trade and goes low on health, then that's going to be really bad for him. So I'm on my way. I come straight to this lane. I'm kind of making sure not to get spotted, and I'm trying to ping this Garen to start the engage. So I throw out the charm. I'm able to land the charm, and we're actually able to pick up that kill even without the Garen ultimate, which is huge because we're still able to save our ultimates. So even if that was a bit closer, we still had our ults. But now, we have a good ward onto this Wukong. Our mid lane's rotating, and I'm pinging them on my way also. So throw that out. There is the clone from Wukong, and there is both the ultimate from Wukong and Galio. And now this is still a pretty good look because we all still have our ultimates. There's all their crowd control, so they just use their huge crowd control abilities with Galio ultimate, Wukong ultimate. And now I'm starting to back off a bit. I don't want him to overextend because the enemy mid is missing, or actually no, the enemy mid is Galio was over here, never mind. The Darius came back to lane is what I meant to say. So now I'm like, we could just back off. And that's huge what just happened there, because that Wukong doesn't have ultimate now. So I know if I want to force a fight anywhere else on the map, so this objectives are about to spawn, this dragon's about to spawn. If I want to force any kind of fight, this Wukong won't have ultimate. And that's huge because Wukong is super ultimate dependent. And if you watch my videos, you know I play a crap load of Wukong. Wukong was the champ that I played the most to get to Grandmasters. I got to like top 20 with Wukong and stuff. And I'm telling you, without ultimate, Wukong at this first dragon fight is so weak. And you can see now I can start to clear these camps pretty fast. It just takes a couple seconds. I did get my Lich Bane. If you do get one kill, you can get Lich Banes before the first dragon. But now this wave is starting to push in, so I'm starting to keep an eye on this lane. If they push this further, and you can see that this Caitlyn's pushing it pretty hard, I can for sure look for a gank onto this side. So I take my blue buff, and now I wait for my invis, and I start to head up this way. So they're starting to go for a trade. I see the Wukong, but I know Wukong doesn't have ult, so I'm not too worried. The Janna flashes away, so unfortunately not able to kill him. They do get a lot of damage off onto me, so I am forced to flash out, but they're all one shot over here. And the thing about Evelynn is I'm just sitting in the back and regenning health with my perk. And that's one strength about Evelynn is even if you do go a bit low in a trade, you could always just regen your health. And that's huge now because I just went from like one shot to being full health. Like that's so crazy that I was literally just one shot like 30 seconds ago. Now I'm full health and I can take down this dragon over here. So now I'm just making sure I can secure this. And Evelynn also has a very good dragon secure. If you charm the dragon and then you third ability and smite, you can out-secure majority of the junglers. So now notice something really key over here is I saw that this fight was about to happen. And the thing about Evelynn is you can't really frontline. That's the biggest weakness about Evelynn is you don't really provide tank or too much utility for your team. The point of Evelynn is pretty much just to dish out damage onto a squishy and then ultimate him and delete him. So if I positioned up here and I got hit by these knockups from Galio, from Wukong, and if I got pulled by Darius, I'm straight up dead. And over here, this is a bad look because we don't have the numbers advantage, and they did have a good engage here. And you can actually see that their Baron laner was able to rotate way before ours. So it's really key to just watch out for those big crowd control abilities. So you can see now, I am able to pick up one kill in return. Looks like I might go. Oh, I accidentally flashed the wrong way. Yikes. That was a bit embarrassing. I did not mean to do that quite clearly, but it happens sometimes. It happens. But we were able to trade back, and looks like... Ooh, can they get this kill over here? Oh my god, that Jinx rocket missed. That's so unfortunate. That would have been so nice if that Jinx rocket would have hit. That would have been such a win. But now... they used a bunch of ultimates there. I know the Wukong ult is off cooldown, so I'm starting to head onto this side of the map. And actually, I'm going to do 2 Evelynn matches in this video. And in the next match, I'm really going to emphasize how to position better on Evelynn. Because in the next match, I'm actually jungling up against a Xin Zhao. And if you watch my Xin Zhao videos, you know Xin Zhao is the champ that I love to pick into Evelynn for a very specific reason. But I'm going to be showing you all how to play around that a bit and how to play into different team comps in the next video more specifically. This video is more so just... it was a fun Evelynn match, I'll say. But now, this wave is pushed in pretty far. Starting to rotate down here. I know that Wukong is probably on this side of the map, so actually I'm not entirely sure about this, and I'll check this. But there's a good chance that Wukong's on this side of the map. One, because I know he was hanging around on this side of the map for a while, so there's a good chance that he farmed up a lot of his red side jungle. Plus, with the Herald being up, I know his blue side jungle is up because he hasn't been on this side for a while, so actually I'm just going to check really quickly. Yep, you can actually see he's farming up his blue side jungle right now. And that's pretty much just the logic how you can tell where the enemy jungler might be. So I know he's on this side of the map. So I'm going to be a bit cautious and make sure that this Wukong, I know he's in the area pretty much. And I'm aware of that he could pop out at any second. So I'm just being a bit cautious. So I'm really trying to I want this Garen to start an engage, but for some reason he's not going in. So I kind of just started myself, but not able to kill him there. And now I'm pinging. We can look for this Herald over here. Our support's rotating. There's the Wukong. I'm backing off over here. I know that the Wukong ult is up. I don't want to get knocked up and then pulled by the Darius or ulted by the Galio or anything. So now, oh, actually, I want to talk about what I did here. So Wukong, his ultimate has two parts to it. You can use your ultimate twice. And a really cool way to use Evelynn's charm actually is like it's an anti-engage. So for instance, if you use a charm onto a Wukong when you know he's going to engage, once he engages, you could just charm him up and burst him down. And that's essentially what I did here, was because I know Wukong used the first part of his ultimate, and you know, like any Wukong player, they're going to look to re-engage and land the second part of their ultimate. So what I did before they used that second part of their ultimate was I actually set the charm on him. So then, right when they look to re-engage to land that second part of their ultimate, I'm able to charm him up and essentially just disrupt his engage. And you can actually do that against a lot of champs. So actually, I might do an Evelynn video. I have the gameplay against the Zed where, for instance, if you place the charm onto a Zed when you know he's about to look for an engage, actually, you can essentially make it so right as the Zed ultimate's in, you could charm him and he can't escape as easily and you can burst him down. And those are just some really cool things that you could do with Evelynn charms. So now, this Galio's in the area. Don't have enough damage to really burst him down, so I kind of just back off. But once you get to about 2 items on Evelynn, you start to snowball so hard. So on Evelynn, the build I'm going to be going is Lich Bange into Rabadon's Death Cap, and then Infinity Orb as my 3 core items. So now actually, I'm looking to go for this dive over here. There's the good route. I set the charm, and then able to chain that up, so able to get that. I ultimate out. I probably actually didn't need to ultimate. I probably could have saved that. That's a really key thing on Evelynn actually, is when you're going for ganks and stuff, if you don't need to use your ultimate, don't do it. So now there's the Wukong engage, and you see, remember, that was the first part of their ultimate. So I instantly set the charm onto him because I know that they're going to try and stay engaged long enough because they have to wait a bit to use their second part of their ultimate. So I know that they want to do that. So as you can see, they use that second part of the ultimate, but I already have the charm onto him, so they really aren't able to get as good of an engage. Force the flash out, but we still are able to chase him down and get this kill over here, which was very fortunate. And then, rune-wise, I'm running Electrocute. Electrocute really helps you sustain through the early game. It helps your ganks be so much more effective. Plus, in the late game, when you isolate these squishy champs, the ADCs, the mid lane mages, you could burst them down so much faster. So I'm taking my blue buff, gonna reset now and pick up some items. So I'm able to buy my Rabadons completely. And then for the rest of the runes, Gathering Storm is so strong on Evelynn. Like, I cannot emphasize how good Gathering Storm is. And the reason for that is once you survive past like the 9 to 12 minute mark, Gathering Storm really picks up. And in the late game, you literally can just kill any squishy with a third ability and like a first ability and like 1 or 2 autos. And I'm not even kidding. And we'll see that once we get further into a match. But notice what I'm doing here. I saw that Wukong engaged. So what did I do? I didn't trade back with them. I didn't just start to auto attack him. I knew he was going to ultimate right away because that's what Wukongs do when they engage. They third ability in, they dash in, and then they ultimate. So I ran away, actually. And look, I'm not even getting hit by the knockup, really. Well, he caught me with the end part, but he didn't deal any damage to me. And the reason why I can't get knocked up there, actually, is because if I get knocked up by Wukong, that's going to make it easy for Galio to land his engage, or for any other champ to, like, chain crowd control. So actually, now I'm trying to get onto the ADCs, and that was the John ult, and actually, that really threw me off, and that's a big thing that you do need to pay attention to in teamfights, and that was definitely a mistake. So this was actually one of my first Evelynn matches, so still kind of getting used to the vibes of Evelynn and how to work in teamfights, and it definitely did get better, and we'll see that in future gameplays, but able to secure that, and there's the Galio taunt. So now, look and see if I can find a good angle in. I really have to be careful because, again, Galio can just engage onto me, but we still just have too much damage. Let's see if they're able to chase down this Janna over here. Maybe they could land the slow. No, unfortunately not able to. But now, I'm pushing on this top side with this Herald over here. Able to keep on pushing in this lane. And that's a lot of turret gold for me. And that's really the main reason why I wanted to do this, is because I know I get so much gold from taking an entire turret by myself. And this is going to make me fed, and I got kind of greedy for this turret. It's one shot, but this Darius pops up. But it's fine. I was able to get a lot of gold. The Darius did get some from that, but I think it was worth it. I got 2 plates. That turret is one shot, so it's all right. But now it looks like everybody's just resetting, waiting for the next objective to respawn. I believe that is Herald that's spawning, so looking for that. But now is the stage of the game when I'm getting super strong. And we'll see that in a bit, but I'm insanely stronger now. And let's see if I go and clear my jungle or anything, but you'll see how fast my jungle clear is if any of these camps respawn. But now they're trying to poke at him down here. I'm on my way. They're just trying to defend their bot tier turret. So now there's the Galio. There's his taunt out, plus his aftershock proc. So now this time hopefully I'm going to be way more careful. And hopefully I learned from that past engage that I can't just dive into this. And the reason for that is if I dive into this, I'm going to get Janna ulted, Janna knocked up with a whirlwind, Galio is going to have all of his crowd control. And instead, I got a position right to where those abilities get baited out first, and then I look for the engage. So we'll see if I do a better job of that here. Hopefully I do. And that's things that you need to be able to pick up in the middle of the match. So there's the Wukong ultimate, and I'm able to go onto him. And I still do get hit up by everything, and apparently I did not learn from the first engage, but that's definitely things that you should be picking up on. But at least I was able to bait out all their abilities. I forced them to use everything to get me off of them. So it's not the end of the world that I wasn't able to get the kills myself, because it definitely still set up for Jinx to pick up those. But yeah, those are just big things that you need to be cautious of. And again, that's why I want to do the second Evelynn gameplay too, because they definitely do a better job of it in the second match that I'm going to be showing y'all. So now I'm pushing down this mid turret, and yeah, really just paying attention to the big crowd control abilities and what can mess up your engage. So now there's the Darius there. He's able to pick up a good ultimate there, so now able to get the charm onto him, and now kind of just on the run. Pop the Guardian Angel, which is pretty solid, but I'm being cautious here, being a bit careful. I know the Caitlyn's behind him. I'm really just searching for this Wukong down here. I know he's super low, and I can probably just one burst him. So yeah, I'm able to just proto belt in and pick him up. So I have this Nami here, so I just ultimate added that. I don't want to get crowd controlled by Galio. I did a good job of dodging his taunt, because if I get taunted there, definitely don't want to get caught out, so that's fine at this stage of the game. I should have my ultimate up before the next big fight, but you can see I can clear my jungle so fast. Like, let's see how fast I clear these camps. In literally like 3 to 4 seconds, I'm able to clear an entire jungle camp, which is crazy, because if you keep on farming in the late game, and that's something that a lot of junglers neglect, is keeping up their farm, keeping up their damage in the late game, keeping up their gold output. But with Evelynn, it's so easy just because you're a complete monster at farming. So now they overextended pretty far. Let's see what's going on here. I'm just waiting for the charm. That guy has stasis now. That Wukong has stasis. But now I'm waiting for my invis again. There's the Galio. He saw me looking for that, but able to pick that up also. And now looking for the dragon. Over here. So I should be able to secure this. As you can see, I'm just getting my basic combo in with the charm plus the third ability and the smite. For sure able to secure this, and we already popped that guy's Guardian Angel earlier, and you can see how much damage I'm doing. Like, your auto attacks start to dish out a lot of damage also with the Lichbane proc and Infinity Orb and everything. Like, don't underestimate auto attacks on Evelynn. That's something that I say a lot of people fail to do, is they fail to like utilize their auto attacks, right? But able to pick up a good kill there. I didn't want to use my ultimate if I didn't have to, but now I'm looking to see if I can catch out any of these squishies. If any of these people step out, both this Janna and this Caitlyn, I could burst them down pretty fast. So now actually looks like my team's looking for Baron. Do secure that, and now I'm on the hunt to see if anybody's caught out. And really, that's the whole point of Evelynn is not the biggest teamfight champ. The point of Evelynn is when everybody's running around, when everybody's farming, looking to get their jungle, rotating to places, you find somebody and you catch them out and you just delete them. You use all your abilities, you use your ultimate and everything, and you kill one target. and then the team fight happens, but it's a 5v4 now. So that's really the point of Evelynn, is to just catch out one target and then make that team fight lopsided and make it so your team has complete map advantage. Because that's one of the things that Evelynn's pretty strong at, is actually giving you a lot of map control, just because the threat of you being anywhere is pretty significant. So now I see that they're farming up their jungle, and I'm looking to see if I can catch anybody out. I'm actually looking for their squishies over here. So over here, I don't know the Galio's around here, actually. I see this Caitlyn. I engage, and look at that. I didn't even have to use my ultimate there. I used my ultimate to escape from the Galio crowd control. And look, now that Galio, oh, he barely survives. He gets some nice heals, but now I'm on my way out of here. They're trying to chase me down, but look at how much damage I'm doing. Look, that Darius can't even kill me. And that's the power of Evelynn in the late game, is once you get those items, phew, I'm telling you, 1/3 ability, first ability, and auto attack, and you could do so much. Oh, something that I do want to emphasize, though, is using your blue smite. Because blue smite really helps you get onto your targets, and it makes it so you can land your third ability better. Because the way that it works is actually your third ability has shorter range. Like, it's not the same range as your first ability has a longer range, and then your third ability range is a bit shorter. So it's a bit hard to sometimes land your third ability onto enemies. So instead, what you can do is, when you come up to an enemy, you can use your first ability and your smite, and what that'll do is, that'll make it so it'll slow them down enough so that you're in range for your third ability. So now I actually decide not to engage there. A Janna plus a Galio, that's a crap load of crowd control. Plus I don't have my ultimate, so that'd be a poor decision to go for that. Oh, I guess I am learning. I decided not to go for that now. Getting smarter, you see. And this is really just how you learn. You'll learn these different interactions. Now I know, like, in the future, whenever I play against a Janna, I have to be super careful of that. So you see now 1/3 ability, and I just delete that guy. And I wait for him to go down. There's a bunch of these traps over here, which is kind of annoying, but now I'm trying to get onto him. Unfortunately, they're just hiding behind turrets, so not able to get onto him, but looks like our team going for some aggro plays. That Darius tries to engage, but I could just completely delete him. Plus, with this Yuumi attached, I am literally unkillable when I have my ultimate, just because I can escape essentially anything. So I just proto-built. Oh, sadly, they flash away before I land my ultimate there. So actually, I wasn't able to land enough auto attacks there. That's a good disengage by Caitlyn, because they have their net thing that they could just throw back and slow me down and then get away from me. But that's actually why proto-build is pretty good, because it makes it easy to go in range of your third ability. Because if you proto-build plus third ability, you can pretty easily get in range of the enemy. And that's why proto-build's a pretty good choice. But now, looks like my team's going for the engage down here. I'm just pushing up this third inhib. I know once we get this third inhib, it's essentially game over, but I'm just going to be pushing this down. Oh, and something to keep in mind is actually Lichbane. If you just use your first ability, it'll help you take your turrets faster, because when you use the Lichbane proc, it enhances your next auto attack. So if you're just taking a turret, for instance, just like use your first ability, and that'll make it so your auto attacks are empowered. But as you can see, you could do so much damage with Evelynn, and that's just what makes Evelynn so strong. But anyways, that's going to be it for this match, and I'm going to find the next match for y'all, and I'll be right back. All right, we are back. And in this video, as I said, we will be jungling up against a Jin Zhao. And I was actually looking through my gameplay, and I have so much good Evelynn gameplay still. And I'm probably going to record a couple more matches before the season reset, because I'm going to lose all the footages once the season reset happens, because you can't look at replays and stuff. But I've just been playing so much Evelynn. Actually, that's why I don't have the live footage. It's just because I've been playing so much Evelynn that, like, I can't record every single match because I only have so much storage on my phone. So that's actually the main reason why I'm using this right now, is because I was on spring break the past week, so I really grinded out so much. But, yep, again, doing the full clear again. I don't know why this Lux isn't helping me leash, but it's definitely really nice to get a leash onto Evelynn, and I definitely do recommend getting a leash onto Evelynn just because it keeps you healthy. So you can notice I have way more health right now, and that's huge because if, for instance, I end up at the scuttle over here and the enemy contests me, having that extra health is huge. So now we have the Galio versus Yasuo matchup in mid. able to start to move onto the blue side. And actually, a really good thing to do is when you're clearing this camp over here, your third ability gives you extra movement speed. So actually, when you kill the camp, you need to make sure to use your third ability because it'll let you get to this side of the map faster. And that's just something really nice to do. And you can see that I do it when I clear most camps. I use my third ability so that I move a bit faster to the next camp. But now it looks like our mid's going for a pretty big trade over here. Let's see what's going to happen. I'm just taking my blue over here. And honestly, oh, I see this Jin Zhao's over here. So now, as I said, like, this might be a bit problematic because I don't have my ultimate yet, and I am super weak pre-level 5. And the thing about Jin Zhao, and I want to talk about the reason why Jin Zhao is so good into Evelynn, and we'll see this on multiple times throughout this match, but Jin Zhao is really good at getting onto the champs. Jin Zhao has a gap closer, they have slows, they have knockups. They have everything that screws over Evelynn. Because they could literally just press third ability and to get onto you as an Evelynn, and you don't really have a good disengage because he just crowd controls you up and slows you down so much. Plus, he has insane damage in the early game. So there's literally no way which I win this. If I walk out here, I am dead. And another reason for that is, if you look at these side lanes over here, like, look at where these champs are positioned. This Teemo's going to be able to rotate along the river. This, I don't know what's going to happen with mid lane. Mid lane's actually pretty even. They both have pretty even positioning. But, like, if I just run right out here, this Teemo is going to come down. This Jin Zhao is going to pinch me in, and I'm going to have to try and flash away. So, instead, really, if my teammates weren't around, what I'd do is I would just farm up my Gromp. But it looks like my teammates actually wanted to look for this, which is a bit risky, but yeah, you see, actually, like, I don't even really want to do that. Instead, I just head to the other side. And their mid lane is super low right now. I know my Galio just reset, so we should have a decent mid advantage. Something's going on down here. I probably actually should have headed straight down there, but that probably would have been the move, actually, but I'm taking the scuttle first, and now I'm on my way down here. And that Lulu is one shot. So let's see if I can get the flash in. I wasn't in range for my third ability, but still able to pick up one kill at least. And now I have my ultimate, which is huge. So something else to note is I know where Jin Zhao is. And the reason for that is I know what Jin Zhao's clear was. Jin Zhao cleared his right side jungle and then looked for the scuttle, which he got. So now if you look at it from his perspective, only his blue side jungle is up. He's for sure on his blue side. Like, you can for sure check. Like, you know that for sure. So now, if you're a laner, I want to mention this for any laners watching. If you're on this side of the map, you need to be careful because if once Jin Zhao clears his buffs and stuff, he's going to look at the mid lane and he's going to look at this side lane over here to gank. And that's something that you could try and ping out as a jungler. You can try and ping or type in chat that Jin Zhao is on his blue. So you can see I'm actually pinging on the map that he's on his blue right now. So I'm just trying to make sure that this mid stays careful because they've been trading a lot. And we actually caught him on a ward. So yeah, we actually see him down there. But now I'm looking for this over here. I know this Yasuo might be looking for an ultimate with the knockup, so that's why I'm hanging around in this area, but let's see if I'm able to get a decent engage in. Able to get that in, and I am thankfully able to land that ultimate. But again, this side of the map, they're super far overextended. And actually, I think that's one of the big reasons why I head back down here is I kind of want to ghost them in case they do get ganked. Then I can kind of look for a counter gank. And that's something that I'm being careful of, because I know they're being kind of reckless and careless over there, but they probably just don't realize that Jin Zhao might be looking to gank him. But actually, now that Jin Zhao hasn't ganked him yet, there's a good chance that he just went back to his red buff, so he's probably back on his red. So yep, you can actually see that he did go back to his red side. So the Galio just ults out. Oh, he ults onto me, I think. And now I should have enough gold for my Lich Bane. That's actually why I don't reset yet, is I'm trying to get enough gold from a Lich Bane because I want to get it all in one shot before this first dragon. So I believe this camp will get me enough gold, and then I want to look to head towards the dragon side. So yep, I'm resetting here. I'm keeping an eye on what's going on in this bot lane over here. And this bot lane is super hard to dive. And actually I want to talk about one of the big reasons why I think it's hard to dive. And it's because of Lulu. Lulu is past level 5, meaning Lulu ultimate. It's hard gank. Like, that's just something which you need to realize. So now I see this. That was a really good scouting thing by Ashe to make sure that they weren't on the Herald or anything. And that definitely scared him off if he was thinking about it. But now I am being careful, and notice how I'm not just walking up to the Jin Zhao. If I walk up to that Jin Zhao and get in range of him, he will kill me. And I don't have flash or ultimate, so I don't have anything to get away. So I really need my teammates. And this is huge here, actually. So actually, I see that that guy was one shot. So I actually do go on to him. And now I need to be super cautious. So actually, there's the Jin Zhao engage. He uses his ultimate and everything. I'm kind of hiding in the back, seeing if I can land a good charm. So I'm able to land a good charm and a good kill. But there's a Lulu ultimate, still able to push through that, which is really, really nice. The electrocute proc came in clutch. So now they are on this dragon, and notice here, I'm not just going to run up straight into him. I let this Galio make the engage for me. So now I wait. And after the Jin Zhao engages onto the Galio, then I look for my engage. That way I don't have to tank up the Jin Zhao engage, or else I will die. And actually the Galio goes down, but I know this Lulu has no ult actually, so I'm trying to chase him down. And I should be able to pick that up here. And again, I really, really want to emphasize how strong, oh, actually, I have to escape out of that. I had to burn pretty much everything, but this is looking actually pretty good. Actually, now I'm regenning health from my perk. This Yasuo is still here. Maybe he gets a kill. Let's see now. Can I get out of this? Unfortunately, I do not. And now everybody's coming back to this side of the map. That's a huge taunt by Galio, actually. That was really, really well played by Galio. So they were able to pick up some good kills there. I'm respawning on my way back to the dragon now. And looking to see if we can make anything happen. But yeah, this Lulu's in the area. That was a good thing by, I don't know what it's called, by Ash to scout out the wards. And now able to start this up, but we have to be super careful here because they are looking to probably engage. And you can actually see that I do secure this, but I kind of sit in the back for the bulk of the start of the engage. I see that they're all engaging, and I know that can't be me up there. If I'm the one that's positioned over there, I am straight up dead. So I literally sit in the back and I wait for them to use all their burst abilities, and then I still can't do anything and I still die, apparently. But that's really the way that you have to learn how to play Evelynn, is you just have to be able to position right and make sure that you aren't the one to get bursted down. So that's really just an unfortunate circumstance where they just had the better positioning and they had their abilities off cooldown and everything. But now have respawned, and again, that's why I said Jin Zhao is good into Evelynn, and Jin Zhao is still the pick that I would go into Evelynn, just because, as you can see, they're they can just dash right onto you, like it's no problem at all for them. So now I see that they're going for this Herald over here, and actually, instead of going for this Herald, I really don't want to pick another fight because I'm worried that I might die again and throw. Instead, what I think is a better move is looking for a gank onto this bottom lane over here. Because this wave is pushed in pretty far, so there's a good chance that somebody's going to be overextended. And if nobody's here, then we'll just take the turret. If they both went to the Herald, both their duo lane went to the Herald. And actually, yep, their ADC went to the Herald, actually. But we still don't know where their support is. Their support might still be here, but I do want to look for this turret over here. Because actually, that's one of the big parts about Herald, is you can actually get first turret with Herald, and actually it looks like they're able to get that anyway, so start pushing the mid wave. One of the big parts about Herald is actually you get first turret from that, and that's what gets you a lot of gold, and that's the big value of Herald, actually, is that you get that. But by denying that, they really don't get too much if you want to give up Herald. So now again, I had nobody to really follow up if I engaged there, so I decided not to. Wait for that. I watch out for the Kennen ultimate, actually. I want to be a bit cautious of that. It's clear that Kennen doesn't have ultimate because they would have used it by now, but that's a good Ash arrow. Again, I'm being really cautious just because I'm by myself, so I flash out. And there's a big Jin Zhao engage, and now I'm looking to pretty much clean up all these people that are low health. I'm able to get one good kill there. Waiting for my perk to help me regen some health, and I'm starting to head back. Let's see if I'm able to get another kill. That was a huge knock-up, or a huge play by Galio, actually able to pick up the double kill. It's actually something really cool that you could do on Evelynn, and if I do another future Evelynn video, I know they did this a lot in another match, but if you throw a charm onto them, they're going to think that you're on this side, pushing up from the front, but actually, so they're going to run backwards, and we'll actually see that here. So if you throw out the charm, they're going to run backwards, but actually, I'm back here, so That doesn't work, because they always assume that you're coming from this front side of the turret, but if you're just like hiding between these turrets, you can catch them off guard quite a lot. So now, looking to make a play for this Herald now, we were able to pick up some decent kills. And now, this Jin Zhao is here, and again, this is really a place that I need to be careful of, and you can kind of see I'm just sitting in the back. I look to secure that, and then I kind of run to the back again. And then I look to follow up after my team goes for the engage. There's the Lulu ult. I look to go invis again. The cannon ult I'm being careful of, that's why I don't go back in. And now I'm looking to see if anybody's low, if I could pick anybody off. And again, remember that's what I said. Oh my gosh, I cannot talk right now. Remember, that's what I said with the weakness of Evelynn is that you don't have much teamfight presence. You can't really frontline, and instead all you can really do is look for these small pickoffs onto these champs that are caught out, that are low health, landing a good ultimate. But once you do get to late game and you do get some items and your ultimate starts to chunk people so much, then you have more of a teamfight presence. So actually, that was just a bad engage. The cannon was able to land a good stun onto me, and I really wasn't able to get onto anybody. And see, that was a mistake there, going in by myself. I had nobody to follow up, so definitely don't do that. That's not the move. But now, looks like this Yasuo might be looking for an ultimate. He misses his his whirlwind thingy, so it's all good. But now, looking to keep on farming up. I have my first 2 items, and once you get your Infinity Orb, that's when you really start to chunk squishies. Because Infinity Orb actually offers flat magic penetration, so it just shreds like a flat armor, so it shreds like, I think like 10 or 15, not armor, 10 or 15 magic resistance. Ooh, let's see, am I able to pick that up? I am, but looks like I might go down here. Ooh, am I going to go down? Ooh, I might be able to live this. Starting to regen health for my passive, and I am able to escape that actually. So it provides flat magic penetration, and that's just really good against squishies, because squishies, they don't build much magic resistance. So just being able to get that Infinity Orb, you're going to be able to start to chunk down squishies. And now I see that this Jin Zhao is in the area. Able to land a good charm, and let's see. I think they were able to get the dragon. Yep. I think I smited the dragon actually to gain some health. I smited a bit early because I didn't want to go down there. But now we're able to look for a re-engage here. There's actually a lot of them here. These two are in a bit of an awkward spot. Oh, looks like that Galio took one for the team. Yep, that Galio totally saved that Ashe there. But this Ashe needs to be super careful over here. It looks like they might be getting pinched in. Yup, they are. That's a good dodge. And actually, that's what I was trying to do with the Protobelt in that fight, actually, is I was trying to dodge the Yasuo if he did try and throw out the Whirlwind. Because I know if he lands, if he landed a Whirlwind on me and he lands a good ultimate, I am dead if he ults me. So now, able to land a good pickoff. And we can start to see my damage is starting to ramp up. Able to pick up a double kill. I ultimate out just because I didn't want to get caught in the middle of that cannon. It looks like I went back in and I did not pay much attention to that. So now this guy is going to go down here to the Jin Zhao. That's a good route by Lux actually to get out of there, but now everybody's kind of on the retreat. But I was able to pick up 2 kills there, 2 for 1, so that's a solid trade-off. But now I have my Infinity Orb, and now is when I'm looking to really delete these squishy champs. And now is when the fun with Evelynn begins. So I actually think I had like a 25 kill match with Evelynn. It was just completely crazy, but I probably won't upload that just because I don't think people want to see me just using a third ability and a first ability and killing everybody in the match repeatedly. So that's the main reason why I picked these matches, is because while I do pretty good, there's good mistakes to learn from, and you can see now the damage is starting to ramp up there with the Gathering Storm and everything. And you can see what happens when you do get hit by the Yasuo ult is you just have to flash or ult out of there. And that's the big reason why I'm trying to avoid this. So now I see this Evelynn here, or this, not the Evelynn, I am the Evelynn. I see this Misfortune here, and you can see now my damage able to start to delete those squishies. And actually, I don't even think I didn't even land a good combo. I think I was a bit on the back foot because I was being careful of Yasuo there. But now I'm gonna keep on farming up. And you can see, like, look at how much damage my auto attacks are doing to these camps even. We have a Herald in the bot lane. I don't know why that's there. Probably timed out, I'm guessing. But I see this Lulu there, and that's huge because I know this Lulu is a pretty squishy champ. Something that I do have to be cautious of, though, is the Lulu ultimate. I think I might learn that from here, but if I don't engage, and actually there's no way I'm going to be able to kill the Lulu most likely, and the reason for that is I know that once I go for the engage, the Lulu is just going to ultimate, I'm going to get knocked up, and then they're going to gain a bunch of health. If I had my ultimate on the other hand, if I throw out my combo fast enough, I can delete them fast enough before they actually are able to ultimate that. And that's actually what I want to show y'all with the video that I might put out in a couple days. And we can see, I go for the engage. Actually, I am able to kill them before they get their ultimate out, even without my own ultimate. But that's just huge there. So now I'm keeping an eye on who's rotating. I see that misfortune there. I really do want to look for their squishies. I have my ultimate off cooldown now, so you can kind of see. I throw out a charm, and then I just isolate this misfortune. Again, I don't even have to ultimate that. I still have my ultimate off cooldown, and that's huge because I can disengage, I can do whatever. So actually, I see that guy start to run in, so I do ult out. In case that Kennen had ultimate, I didn't know if since he looked like he had ultimate, he was charging in like a maniac. So I was like, all right, he's about to ult, so I'm just going to ult out of here first. Because I don't want to get crowd controlled like that. So I was able to deal a good amount of damage, but now looking to pick up their blue buff. And I really, really want to emphasize on any jungler, blue buff is so strong in the late game. Like, please do not neglect blue buff. And especially on Evelynn, blue buff in combination with the health regen from your passive is crazy strong. So now, like, look how much damage I could do to this dragon. I just bursted it down like 2,000 damage without smite. And that's pretty much just why I'm going to be able to secure this. I should be able to get this pretty easily. So yeah, able to pick that up. Looks like they just went for a last-ditch effort steal. But now I know this misfortune is roaming around and looking to get this kill over here. I throw out the charm. I wait for him to run backwards because they usually instinctively run back towards their turrets. So I know that they're going to run back this way. Able to land a good combo, and I just proto belt to gap close that and don't even have to use my ultimate again. And that's just the power of late game Evelynn. So actually, there's their big ultimates. This Jin Zhao is here, and actually, look, that is why I say Jin Zhao counters Evelynn. If you don't let somebody else tank that Jin Zhao engage, you are dead. Like, look at that. No matter how fat I am, I didn't even get the chance to ult out of that. I was just perma-chain CC'd, which was a bit unfortunate. Because, see, I made that mistake there of engaging too early. I should have waited for the Jin Zhao to go in first onto somebody else before I look for that, which was unfortunate, but we're still able to clean that up. I am definitely snowballing. And able to pick up our first inhib turret, which is pretty big. But now, literally for the rest of the match, I'm just looking to, like, literally run around their lanes, run around their jungle, and see if I can find this Lulu, if I can find their Kennen, if I can find their misfortune just completely isolated, or by themselves, or caught out, and then just third ability and first ability and auto attack him. That's literally my goal for the rest of this match. And also taking my blue buff. And then once we get that numbers advantage, look to make a play onto an objective. So I think I see this misfortune up here. I think I'm going to take my blue buff and then start to head in that direction probably. At least that's what I should be doing. I see the Lulu too, so. So see a bunch of them in the area, take that scuttle, and now I'm just going to start to roam throughout their jungle. That guy the Kennen stops my invis, unfortunately, so I'm not able to make it back there, but now, wrapping around, I know that this misfortune is somewhere back here. I see that they're actually all went to the lane, which is a bit unfortunate because it's a bit harder for me to play in lane, but I see that they go for their big engages. That's a huge taunt, and now I'm just wrapping around from behind and being careful of this Yasuo ult. Don't want to get hit by that if he hasn't used it yet. And now, literally able to just clean up. So now we can start to push down these waves. Looks like we're actually going to be able to end with this. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video, but I definitely do want to put out another Eve video soon just because it goes against a lot of crowd control champs such as like Ari, Aurelia. There's some other crowd control champs in that match that I can't recall. And also there's another match, actually, I forgot, but I actually went up against like a Grandmaster Lee Sin and I didn't even really realize it until I was looking back for an Eve match to play. But it was actually a really good match against like a Grandmaster mid and a like challenger jungler that I think is a really good match to show. So hopefully I'm able to get those out soon. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video and these two gameplays. And if you did, make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below. And that's going to be it. I'll see y'all in the next video.